cuties, besties, and ghosties. This is Muertera. Welcome to my channel, Muertera. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. To all my returning friends, hello, welcome back. Always happy to have you. To all my new friends, hello cuties. Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be asking Spirit what your person's intentions are. We'll leave it open to Spirit depending on what is in the pile, but we'll start out with an energy check and some oracles to make sure that the pile that you choose aligns with your energy and it's your pile. We'll do person A and B format. Generally, I read with the person A being the person that you're asking about and person B being you. But sometimes it can be flip-flopped in these types of readings, so definitely take that into account. And then we'll ask Spirit what their intentions are. Good, bad, ugly, not sure what's going to happen. So, keep in mind, I am pretty honest in my reading. So, if you're feeling sensitive and the energy seems a little bit heavy, then definitely keep that in mind. There may be a message in a different pile or in a different reading. But other than that, we'll ask some tarot, some clarifying questions if we need them, and then we'll wrap up with messages. Really excited for this one, so let's hop to it. Okay. Bye. Hi cuties, welcome to your pick a pile section. So we have 3 piles today. Our first pile is the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot with a piece of white jasper. It has this white and cream kind of stripes on it. I don't know if you can quite see that in the camera, but definitely a very calming angelic stone. This one always reminds me of kind of like getting grounded, but also getting clear and connecting with your angels. For our second pile, we have the Mysterious Forest Tarot, and we have this piece of Dalmatian jasper. Definitely a very playful stone, enhances playfulness. I also think it's kind of an interesting combination with the Mysterious Forest Tarot because it is not the most playful deck in the world, so there may be something there. And then our third pile is the Santa Muerte Tarot and a piece of rose quartz. So, cute little guy. Great for your heart chakra, for connecting with your emotions. Okay, so these are our 3 gals for today. Okay friends, so hopefully you've had enough time to choose your pile. Click in the descriptions down below for the links to the times on the pile start, and I will see you in your reading. Okay, bye. Hi pile 1. If you chose little piece of white jasper and this New Orleans Voodoo Tarot, forgot what it was called for a second, then this is your reading. I'm going to switch this out for the oracles that I've shuffled. So let's get it. Okay, so again, we're going to do a person A and B type format. This is just the energy check. So we can roll through it and you can decide if this pile seems like your pile. So for person A, we have the tear in sideways position. I actually, when I read this, when it came out, I read the tear. So I don't know if there's something there with that, but we'll look. The central energy is 42 increase and magic. And then for person B, we have 3 different cards. We have the Destroyer, the Storm, and then the Vow on top of that. And I kind of like took these as like shadow past energies. And then we have a couple additional cards. We have disturbances of the natural order, peacock, and moth to a flame. Okay, I'm also going to shuffle out a couple cards from the Iris Oracle deck. I feel like there's something that I want to clarify in here before we get started. And because there's this like interesting duality in the energy here. Like increase is a time of prosperity, but there seems to be kind of like I want to say like a tug between magic and reality in this pile. Spirit, can we clarify this magic and increase? Okay. We have the lonely journey of the priestess and suppression of a star being by hands unworthy and party leader. Okay. Okay. I think this makes sense. So where do I start here? I feel like you have been dealing with somebody who is pretty far in their ego. And I think that, like, you have like a decent amount of destructive energy on this side. Like these aren't the easiest energies to be in. But I feel like you have something in your life, this vow, where you have a sense of like stability, who you are, like whether you're in a tradition where there's an initiation, or you have a spiritual practice, whether you're like pagan or, even just like very like devoted Christian. Like, I feel like you have something in your life that helps you navigate these times of decrease or times of like turbulence within your life, and it actually just kind of like strengthens your commitment and your bond to yourself. These two cards to me, these are actually like why I bought this deck in the first place. We have suppression of a star being by hands unworthy and the lonely journey of the priestess. I feel like you're able to turn lemons into lemonade in a way that the person that you're asking about has not figured out how to do. And so I feel like this increase energy is like it manifests into the world for the two of you in very different ways. And I feel like the person on the left is somebody who is very based in ego. And when they think about increase, they're thinking about peacocking, like being the center of attention. How many people are looking at me? Like, how many people can see what I have? And they're not seeing the fact that like this really is like a disturbance to the natural order. Like, the point of life isn't to gain the adoration of everybody at the cost of yourself, because I feel like this person is kind of like being torn apart inside by their dedication to kind of like external factors, and they're having a really hard time believing in magic, trusting in magic. And then they look at you and it's like moth to a flame, where they can see that you're able to transmute this energy in a way that they didn't even think was possible. And they're extremely attracted to it, but also at the same time, like kind of repelled by it because they're just not ready to fully embody that magical, like, they're not ready to accept that they're magic as well. I think they look at you and they see magic in you, but they're not able to see it in themselves. And I think they see that, like, you are an extremely high value person and not in the way that they typically see value. Like, I think right now they're really learning to see value in personal development and value in being at peace with the universe. You know what's interesting too is, like, when I shuffled the cards, the first like energy card I shuffled out, like, because I shuffled them at the same time, like, as all the other piles, um, the peace card came out, and I meant to shuffle for pile one, but it like fell on pile two. And sometimes, like, if I'm shuffling them all together, sometimes I do let the cards like jump to different piles, just depending on what feels right. But it did feel like that card like half belonged to this pile as well, but it wasn't like the central energy. It was just kind of like a footnote. Um, and I feel like that's what this person is missing. They're like really like struggling to find peace with the universe and like be able to become in alignment with the universe and understand the natural order, because the natural order that we grow up with as a society is not the natural order of the universe and how it works. It's like it's a deviation. It's kind of, you know, like we're taught to pursue all these material things, but at the end of the day that doesn't make you happy. Like, and this person is really coming to realize that, although it's I feel like it's like tearing them up inside, like their ego. Like, if you can see like this like little purple kind of like peeking into the dark, it's like shoving its way in. And this magic card is purple as well. Like, I feel like this is like a bullet that is just traveling and it's going to get there eventually and it's moving forward, but this person is like really going through it. I think in I think this person feels unworthy of you. Um, and they see you and your strength and your dedication to whatever your practice is, and they don't really understand it. They're a little bit awestruck by it. Um, and they don't understand why, like, the normal things that they do to impress somebody and to get them into their life is not quite working on you. Like, I'm noticing we have like all of these hands here and they're kind of like, you know, like almost like little like stars surrounding this party leader. But suppression of a star being by hands unworthy, like you have all these hands that are like pressing downwards. I feel like the way that this person has interacted with you has hurt you, and they didn't really know that what they were doing like was was distorted. Like, that's just the way that they've been indoctrinated into treating people, whether that's like society or family or the people they're around. I feel like this has caused a profound shift within this person where they're waking up to their behaviors and they're really not enjoying what they're seeing. And above all, like, I feel like this person admires your steadfastness. They admire the fact that like you are you, and you're going to stick to your beliefs, and and be you no matter what. Like, I feel like they're kind of dragged by ego and by people around them. Um, but there's also like this deep sorrow and kind of confusion because they know that they've hurt you. And this could be to different degrees. Like, I could see this person and you being in a connection, although like the level of spirituality is so different on both sides that I don't know that this necessarily has really like gotten off the ground for a lot of you, to be perfectly honest. I feel like this person is like their soul, like on the soul level, they are desperately trying to catch up because they know that something is distorted in their life, and they're looking for this increased energy. They're like looking for a level up, even though they're feeling very down. But they also just like feel unworthy. They feel like their hands are the like hands that are oppressing you. And whereas you have these like very healing, like this healing touch, like look at all this yellow in these cards, like this person feels like they're like a gnarly monster. And they're just gonna hurt you. So I think there's just like a lot of kind of chaotic thinking from this person's end around this connection, because like they really are like moth to a flame. They're obsessed with you in kind of like a really like beautiful way, but at the same time they feel completely unworthy, and they don't actually know how to like interact with you in a way that's not going to damage you, because they have a lot of these kind of like toxic behaviors, whether or not they're like directly toxic or they're just, you know, like bullshit mind games and things like that. Like, oh, this is how you get a girl's attention, when like they could just go up to you and say, hey, do you want to go out for coffee? And you'd probably say yes. Like, so that's kind of what I'm feeling for this pile. If this resonates, then this is your pile. If it doesn't, feel free to check another pile, or there may be a message for you in a different reading as well. It's interesting that you picked the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot as well, because I mean, this deck has what, like 4 different practices in it. The whole entire thing talks about initiation. Like, this is one of, I feel like, the most spiritual decks that I've seen or used. And I feel like you're just kind of like light years ahead of this person at this point. And they're like somewhat aware of that, but also like somewhat scared and somewhat distraught about it. And I feel like they just like, they know that something needs to change and they're looking for that window of opportunity, but they just really don't know what they need to change about themselves yet. Like, they've seen themselves hurt you and they're not cool with it. They don't like it, but they don't exactly know what they're doing wrong. And I don't think it's like for malice. I really think this person is like it feels like their brain is kind of like breaking or being torn apart in a certain way, where they're being forced to look at things that they never even realized that they did before. Like there's some sort of distortion in the way that this person has navigated life so far, especially when it comes to intimate relationships, where they didn't actually know that what they were doing was messed up. It was just kind of like what people did, or like what they were taught, or what they saw in movies, or what all their friends did. And I think this person is actually like a much more gentle person, like deep down on the inside, but they've got just like this thick layer of ego that they got to work through in order to actually like relax into the person that they truly are. Yeah, I don't know. I think this person's gonna get there, but like honestly, for you, it's a question of like when, because this could be, you know, they could come to a realization relatively soon, or this could be something that like it is gonna take them a while, depending on how like stubborn they are and how entrenched their ego is. Um, okay, so let's ask Spirit, like, what are their intentions? Okay, Spirit. Okay, we have the magic mirror reversed, which is the moon in reverse. Yeah, I feel like they're like looking at themselves and where they used to have like a very clear reflection of themselves. It's almost like they're looking in a funhouse mirror now, where they're seeing all these like weird distortions that they never really thought before. Like all of a sudden they're just like this like stretched out, super tall, skinny person, where like they used to look in a mirror and, you know, it was just a normal mirror, normal day. Okay, and then we have Gross Bon Ange, the sun, and we have the what is that? Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And the Two of Wands. Oop, okay. And we have the Five of Pentacles reversed. The card came out really weird. I'm going to take the back of the deck too. Okay. Okay. So I think this person is really focused on their inner work right now. When Temperance comes out, like, I always kind of associate Temperance with the Two of Cups, and like learning to balance those Two of Cups like within before you're actually able to offer a cup to somebody, or accept a cup. And I feel like this person is learning what their soul is, what their soul's purpose is, what their soul's mission is, like, and how to transition their life to actually aim for the right target. I think that you have acted as a catalyst for this, like whether you've known this person for a week or years. I think you really like shone a light. I'm gonna pull these out because we have the sun, and the sun is always like this beautiful yellow energy, and it also has, you know, a bunch of purple in this deck. And I feel like you're like just you, like not even your faith, but just you as a person, like your trust in the universe, your trust that everything's going to be okay. Your faith in general has really inspired this person, and they're reevaluating what they were targeting. Like they thought this Ten of Pentacles moment for them was going to be, you know, a big ass house, like a white picket fence, like a Maserati. And they're finding that there's actually more to the universe than that. There's more to life. Like this person may have actually, like with that increase card, they may have recently like gotten some degree of success, and it didn't really do anything for them. Like they weren't as happy as they thought they would be. I think, you know, like whether they graduated school or got a new job or, you know, like got a big pay increase. Like I feel like for some of you, like their standard of living has changed, and like it didn't, they thought that it was going to dramatically change their happiness and dramatically change their life. And it actually didn't really feel like a measure of completion. That joy didn't really carry on for them. And so I feel like they're like actually like taking that into consideration and trying to refocus their target and actually figure out who they are and what they want on a deeper level. What that means for you, for this connection, is I think that they are still figuring out like what's the next direction for them. And I think that this is a very like scary step for them. I think that they have been very tied to these goals that they've had for a long time and maybe have been working on them. And potentially taking a step with you would mean that they're like really taking a step away from this like ego-based, materialistic, whatever they were aiming for before, and they would have to change their aim. Like if you look like this Ten of Pentacles, there's an arrow, but there's also this is the Two of Wands, and it's like shooting a little, I don't know what it is, like a fire dart or something. I just feel like, and I'm seeing the like traditional Rider Waite deck, and the Two of Wands is like holding a wand and the world, and then there's like another wand behind him. And I feel like this person just kind of like has you, and then we have like this like purple and gold motif kind of continued in this. I feel like this person has you like on the back burner in their mind, but they don't have enough faith in themselves as a person to be able to take the next step right now. I feel like this person is like really like diving deeply within themselves, or it could be a range, honestly. Like some of them might be like dipping a little bit of a toe in, but they're really like focused inward right now. And I do feel like with this like Five of Pentacles, like there's what's blocking them, and I kind of see this as like blocking them fully embodying the energy of Temperance, is I think they carry some deep shame. And I think it's like weighing them down and holding them back. And there may be people around them as well that kind of like enhance these feelings. And it almost feels like this person like maybe takes on like embarrassment and shame for other people as well. Like maybe for like a select few of you, like this person's friends have been assholes, like, to put it lightly. And I think that whatever position they put you in that hurt you, this person carries a great deal of shame for it. And they kind of beat themselves up. Like this person kind of feels like right now, like right in this moment, and this might be kind of like a general theme as well, but like specifically right now, this person feels like their own worst enemy. The positive thing is, though, that does feel like it's changing. I mean, Temperance is upright. It feels like there's movement in this spread. But there's also like kind of some like waffling. Like I always notice when cards like flip, like reversed, upright, reversed, upright, reversed, upright. Like this person might be in an energy right now where it is kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like they're kind of like making progress, but they're also being dragged back into old patterns. And there's something here about like the community that they keep, like until they actually figure out who they are and what they want and what they're aiming at, they can't actually move away from the people that aren't really serving them right now. And so that also is kind of causing a block. So right now, I think what Spirit is saying is this person, like, I think they're kind of in a holding pattern right now. Like I don't really see them having a ton of forward movement or forward like reaching intentions, I think, towards you. I think their intentions right now are to truly like figure out what the hell they want, and then try to make changes in their life to align to what they want. And the universe is pushing them in one direction. That doesn't mean that they're going to take like that step. And that doesn't mean they're going to do it like quickly either. So let's ask Spirit like a clarifying question. Whether this person like has any intentions towards you in particular. Yeah. Okay, Spirit. Okay, so we have ancestors, which is the Death card. We have the Two of Cups in reverse. And that's under the Sun too. See, that's the T-Bone Ange energy. Like, this person has a lot of respect for you. And I also, like, I want to say love, because in this deck, Grosse Bon Ange is also universal love, not specific love. I feel like this person, like, sees that there's a great opportunity there, and, like, they're not ready to, like, let that in their life right now. I think they have the Five of Wands beneath the Ten of Pentacles. Like, I feel like them shifting their perspective on their goals is, like, it truly is, like, tearing them apart. Like, look at this. Look at our guy. He's, like, missing a limb. He's all, like, bruised and bandaged. This is, like, the most, like, beat up Ogun in this deck. And Ogun is war. And I feel like this is a very, like, internal war. But it's being guided. Like, this is being guided for his higher purpose. For this person's higher purpose. I mean, this does feel like more masculine energy to me, to be perfectly honest, but it could go either way, you know. Yeah, like, I don't think this person can move forward. And I actually think that, like, Spirit's saying them that they're doing you a solid with it. I don't even know if this person can, like, truly offer you friendship now either, because I also see the Two of Cups as friendship. I feel like this person is more in the energy of, like, they're going to love you from afar, but until they figure out, like, who they are and how to love themselves, they're really, like, being blocked. And it's not that they don't want, like, to move toward you. I think this person is scared that they're going to hurt you. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Hanged Man in reverse as well. For those of you who this resonates, like, for, there may be a third party in this situation. I wouldn't be too worried about, like, I think you're going to know if there is a person. And with this under the Two of Wands, I do feel like this person may have chosen somebody instead of you in the past, and deeply regret the way that they hurt you, to be perfectly honest. Like, I think that this is something that they still struggle with, like, actually sitting with and understanding and forgiving themselves for. I think that, like, ties into the shame, because I am feeling, like, a good amount of shame from this person. Like, I think their ego is pretty thick, and I think it was going to take something, like, pretty significant for them to really, like, wake up and start looking at their behaviors. Because this person is still, like, even though, like, if they have somebody else or not, like, they're still trying to figure out how they come up in this situation. And I do think, like, their not comeuppance, but, like, them coming up, like, truly is being closer to you in some way. But I don't think this person has any set plan. They don't have a path forward. There seem to be a lot of obstacles in their life, and the biggest one is their internal obstacles. Like, this person's, once they have this realization and, like, they stop getting so down in the dumps about themselves and their actions, this person's life is going to unblock, and they're going to be able to make good decisions for themselves about who they have around, who they're dating, whatever. But they're going through that process. So at this point, it doesn't look like they have any intentions to move forward. And honestly, like, I think they're going to be quite wary of you and the damage they can do to you. Although they seem like they're a little bit, like, drawn to you, / like, I told you, like, obsessed with you in, like, a very beautiful way. They, like, admire the shit out of you. And I think in a different world, in a different set of circumstances, like maybe they would make different choices, but they recognize that like they're not that person, and they're not sure what person they want to become. They don't even know if the person they want to become would fit either, you know? And I think that's the biggest blocker here. Okay, so let's wrap up with some channeled messages. Spirit, what does pile one's person want to say to them? I don't understand our connection. Yeah. I'm living for me right now. That's a like very like internal kind of facing energy. Like they have to figure out who the fuck they are. They don't know. Like the only thing that confuses them more than this connection is themselves. Like they don't understand who they are right now, and how they need to change. But they recognize they need to change in some way. They're just kind of fighting it. Oh, that was too many. Okay. Seeing you happy makes me smile. We'll take the top one from this. I am unreliable. Yeah. And I think the seeing you happy makes me smile. I think this person is kind of staying away because I think they recognize that like they don't always make you happy. Okay, we'll take the top one of this. I am in awe of your strength. Yep. Yep. I can't forgive myself for hurting you. Don't wait for me. Yeah. And then I feel so small. And we have you are stunning. Those are the ones that like came. They were in this chunk right here. Y'all, this person's a bit of a mess right now. And I think honestly, like rejection is divine protection. I don't even see this person as rejecting you. I truly like see this person as, yeah, I took the easy way out. Like they're running from themselves, and it may feel like they're running from you and running from this connection a bit, but truly it's themselves. And I mean, I think they're being honest when they say like, I'm unreliable and don't wait for me. Like this person has kind of a limited sense of direction right now. So Spirit is saying that this person does not have solid or reliable intentions right now. So, you know, you have free will. I just like, I don't know why I just put these in a pile while I was talking to you. I guess I just kind of got in this person's like chaotic energy. They messy right now. Okay. Like this is not my normal, like, I know these brown cards like blend into the table, but this is not my normal steez. Yeah, so you have free will. I mean, you can choose to stay in this. You can choose to walk. I think there's always like a potential for people to come back into your life in the future, but this is pretty clear. Like this person is really self-focused right now and knows that you deserve like literally the entire world and can't give it to you. So until they make a decision to change something about their lives, I think this is gonna probably stay pretty stagnant. Yeah. Okay, honeys. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you for bringing your beautiful energy. I really hope that you're safe wherever you are. Just know that you are loved. You are loved by the universe. When one door closes, another door opens. If this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. And above all, keep your little heart safe. And I will see you in the next reading. Okay, bye. Hi Pile 2s, if you chose this Dalmatian Jasper and the Mysterious Forest Tarot, oh my gosh, I cannot talk today, y'all. This is your reading, so we are going to pop into your oracles. Okay, so for your central energy, you have Grace and Beauty, number 22, and Harmony, number 11, both angel numbers. Love it. For person A, we have the Mystic reversed, clarified by the Mentor. Pretty strong energies, I'm not going to lie. We also have Peace. And then for person on the right, you, we have the empty room, we have Thanatos, and then we have the sword in reverse. And then we also have salt and cemetery. So the first thing that like kind of is jumping out at me is there seems to be a profound like shift in the energy in this connection. And it may have been, I feel like it was kind of like a slow drip over time, but then it just like all of a sudden kind of like shifted at once. And you may not even like really have noticed it yourself. Like it may have been kind of like more on an energetic level than really like something that was very, very kind of like obvious and like I feel like I need to sage a little bit more in between these piles because the last one was a little not like heavy but very like intense. This one has like kind of like a more like slow burn energy. I feel like there was some sort of like forceful action that was taken in the past. Like salt for me can mean like salty or also like a little spice on life, you know, or protection. And I feel like the two of you like have kind of like gone through a lot of like phases in knowing each other. Like in cemetery, like it feels like it just like kind of like comes back from the dead. Like this connection comes back from the dead and kind of like redefines itself and like rewrites the script every single time. Like it doesn't ever come back the same. And I feel like for the moment, y'all are kind of like in an energy where there's a lot of water under the bridge. Um, but like the emphasis here is on peace. And I feel like it really is like in a peace offering. Um, So this is kind of like a very specific energy. I feel like this is probably somebody that you've known for a while. So if you're asking about a very recent person, you might want to check pile one or pile three, um, because this seems like an energy that's kind of like had its moment to kind of move through all the phases. Like I feel like there has been grace and beauty. I feel like you've traveled together, you've seen things together, but you've also seen the opposite of that. Like you've seen the really hard sides of each other. There's been hurt here. Same thing with harmony. Like I feel like there is a duality to, like I feel like none of the cards on the table can just be taken at face value. Except maybe peace. I feel like, but even peace, like it feels like it's not just like, hey, we're at peace. It's like, hey, like I'm making you an offering because of all the shit that we've gone through. Like I want this to come back to life. Like and I'm not going to admit, or I'm not willing to admit or give up here. This isn't salted ground. Like something can still grow here. Like I'm also getting that there may be some sort of like maybe like power imbalance or difference in age between your person and you. Um, because the person on the left, the person on the left feels like they have like more knowledge or more resources. I feel like they are further on in their life in some way. However, they feel like almost like an unseated emperor that at this point, like it feels like they kind of like came into this connection thinking that like they were all that in a bag of chips, and it's kind of reflected some of the uglier sides that they've had, and they feel like almost like a little bit like sheepish in a way. Whereas the person on the right, like, and the way that I read, like, that would be the person you're asking about more. The person on the right feels like they had to make like a tough decision. I feel like this person is normally in control, but I feel like the person on the right really has the true control. And it feels like some sort of decision was made here to like cut the person on the left off, like knowing that there is so much potential for so much beauty in this connection, but that like something is not really right. And it feels like this was like devastating to this person. So if this was you, like, when I was like laying down these cards, like the empty room, I actually really like this card, and I know it's probably like not the most positive card in the deck, but it just, when you look out at it, like, yes, it's empty, but the cosmos is reflected in it. It's always like a reminder for me that once you clear something old out, something always comes in to replace it. And usually it's something that is like much more suitable for you and like a better fit. It feels like you made the decision to clear out old cobwebs and to be like, hey, like this shit ain't working. Like we either start fresh here or we cut this, because like Thanatos for me is like creative potential. It's like this like web of life, you know, like you could use this space for so many things, but the way that it's going doesn't feel like you're really like hitting these cards of grace and beauty and harmony. It feels like for some reason like this is always the goal and the potential for this is always there, but something seems to be getting in the way. And yeah, I'm kind of curious to know like let's go into tarot. If this sounds like your connection, definitely stay, friends. If not, pile 2 or no, we're into, oh my gosh, pile of 1 or 3, or potentially a different reading could have a message for you. This is really interesting too, because this deck, like, we can just cut it right now and maybe we'll get a card. The 8 of Swords. Yeah. Like, this deck has like all these knives in it, and this stone is like the most like playful, cheerful stone. I feel like this connection just has like this duality to it where it's like when it's really good, it's like really, really good. There's always like endless potential, but then it hits these moments where it's just like uncomfortable. And it kind of keeps on going in these cycles. And I think both of you are kind of like looking for a way to get back to like where it was super, super good, and where you felt like you were in peace and harmony. Like, I feel like this person that you're asking about feels like you've ripped the Band-Aid off, but like they weren't ready for it, and they're like kind of desperately trying to figure out what move to make. And it's not that it doesn't feel like it's like in a manipulative way either. It's like more like, oh, like I don't want to throw salt on the wound. Like, I don't know how to do this in a way that is like loving and can restore the balance and is going to be seen as a peace offering. And like there's kind of like some fear around it too. Like, am I going to reach out to this person and are they going to like bite my head off? Am I going to get the sword? Or like, am I like am I gonna get the peace? Like, it's interesting. Like, I just heard like, and a piece is also a gun. I don't know. Like, I think this person is like out of their element, and usually, you know, they're the mystic, they're the mentor. Like, they know what to say, they know how to act, but I feel like their world has been like turned a little bit upside down, and they're really like grasping, trying to figure out like, how do I actually fix this? But I don't think they know. Okay. I'm gonna grab some tea really quick. Spirit. Palo 2's person, what is their intention towards Palo 2? Woo! These cards are so jumpy. Okay, nope. So we have the Seven of Cups reversed, Temperance reversed, and then the Ace of Swords. It kind of came out sideways. I'm going to take it upright, but kind of remember that when we're talking about it. Like, this is this person just being very confused. Like, they're searching for... They're searching for balance within themselves and within the connection. Like, you know, Temperance is balancing those Two of Cups, but I think that they're, like, very scared that no matter what they say, like, they're going to get that sword energy from you. You have the Knight of Wands. The Page of Wands. And the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So while this person is confused, like, they are... I'm going to take the eight, or like the back of the deck too, the Hierophant. Yeah. Like... they've got a lot of passion for you. Like, they see a lot of abundance and potential in this connection. And I think like, you had at once like a very solid foundation to this connection. And I feel like this person feels that you can return to that time, but they feel like it's going to take some like thinking outside of the box, like thinking outside of that empty room kind of situation. And maybe like some creativity. I feel like they are trying to make you a peace offering. They might give you a gift. Like, I feel like the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands, they might like kind of rush in and be like, hey, let's take this trip together. Like, let's figure this out. But the biggest thing that's holding them back right now is the instability within themselves. And I think that, like, with the Hierophant in reverse, there's something here about this being, like, unconventional. And I don't know if that's just, like... This might be a message for like very few of you, to be perfectly honest, like, but I'm going to say it because Spirit's saying it, but like, I feel like for some of you, this person may want an open relationship or like a polyamorous relationship, but like, if that's for you, you're going to know that, and this is what caused the problem in the first place. So like, don't take that if that does not resonate with you, but something about the Hierophant and the Three of Pentacles, it's like, yo, like, we could make a solid foundation with like another person in the mix too. And it seems to me like your energy is not that down with that, but you know, yeah, that's only going to be for a select few of you. For the rest of you, this is like, it's more like having a solid foundation, but like not having necessarily like the white picket fence, the golden retriever, the house, and the marriage at the end of like the tunnel for this person. There seems to be like, either they're not really sure that they want like a traditional long-term relationship like that, or they don't know what that looks like for them. And so like what they can offer right now, or what they want to offer, is kind of like the beginning of the foundation, but they're not like, hey, I'm going to offer everything right now. Like, they're not going to come in and be like, hey, like, here's a wedding ring, or let's get married. It's going to be more like, hey, let's take a trip and kind of like work on our issues. Like, I think until they figure out this balance within themselves, and within the relationship, and kind of clear like this air, it's almost like starting at first principles again for them. Like, there's a lot of passion here, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of excitement. They kind of want to get back into that energy, and back into the like stability of the Three of Pentacles and that foundation building. But one thing that, when this Ace of Swords came out, it was sideways. Like, I do think that they fear communication with you right now. I feel like it is like they're used to kind of like ruling over everything with an iron fist, and you've like ripped that rug out from under them. And I'm not going to say that it wasn't deserved because I don't know your situation. We're not asking about that right now. I feel like they do have a rather controlling and kind of domineering energy. And with the harmony, grace, and beauty cards, like, there might be a potential that they just kind of expected you to be that all the time. And when they were met with something else, it really threw them for a loop. And that's kind of like an unfair expectation to put on another person, right? Like, we're multidimensional humans. Like, we're not objects. We have feelings. Like, and y'all, if you got mad at this person and it was justified, like, being abusive is never okay, but like, anger as a woman is discouraged, and some anger's okay sometimes. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there, right? Like, being appropriately angry about something that has hurt you, okay. Taking it out on somebody, not as okay. But I think in a lot of cases, women are told that they should not be angry ever. And that's, in my opinion, that's pretty damaging, right? Like, I kind of get that vibe for some of you. Like, this person expects that you are going to be kind of this graceful, beauteous partner all the time, when like that's not a reality. Like, that's not a full package and a full person. And that might be kind of this Hierophant energy too, is like not necessarily like a rejection of like normal dynamics in a relationship, but almost like a distortion of it. Like, it's not the full picture. And they may need to kind of like work on that in themselves. That's kind of a side note. That's not even what this reading's about. I'm gonna stop. I could like literally talk forever. Or spirit can talk forever, I guess. Okay. So it looks like this person does want to talk to you, and yeah, I mean, they want to come forward. They've got to do some like head clearing first, and I do think they're kind of scared of you. So I'm trying to see like what's going to be like the most helpful question for you now. Like, maybe like when this person, it does seem like they're going to make a peace offering. How reliable is that going to be, Spirit? Like, can Pile 2 trust their words and what they say? Okay, we have the Knight of Cups reversed, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, remember how, and the Magician in reverse. Okay, remember how I was saying, like, it seems like y'all have gone back and forth on this? Like, okay, that was a lot. We have the Ten of Cups, the Sun reversed. This is just so many cards. Six of Cups, Four of Swords. Okay. This is like This pile got so many tarot cards. I'm sorry. This is like half the deck out here. Okay. Um, so I feel like this person is going to come in with the promise of the Ten of Cups, but we have, okay, like I'm gonna just like kind of cluster these. So here we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Magician in reverse, the Sun in reverse. I feel like this person is like kind of gonna come in this Knight of Wands energy and try to like put the like swoop the cotton over your eyes or whatever. It feels like this is a cycle that has gone on and on. It's like the Knight of Wands comes in, trip, present, and then really it's like this Knight of Cups who didn't, like, wishy-washy energy, doesn't really follow through. Like all of a sudden, like, you know, you're at the top of the wheel, now you're at the bottom of the wheel. And you know, the Magician in reverse can be kind of like a smooth talker as well. And this person like tries to kind of like block out the sun. Like they don't want illumination on their actual true intentions. And I'm sorry to say this, like, you know, I don't like talking, I don't like being mean about people, I guess, but like this is what I'm seeing in the cards. Like the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords is in reverse as well. Like I feel like there are periods of I don't want to say stability because it's not necessarily stability. It's like periods of rest where you've kind of beefed and then like this person is on their good behavior and then it just like pops up like right back to the beginning of the situation. But I feel like they come in like offering like, look at all these lips and stuff. They're like, you know, loving up on you and kissing and being like, oh, like remember it's so good. It can be so good. But then something happens and it just I'm just hearing like it's not what you want. And this person is very good at convincing you that like they can be what you want, but like we have the Hierophant in reverse here and I just keep on coming back to this card. Like I feel like this person is kind of like pulling you along in like a roller coaster ride and their intentions aren't above board. Like they're very self-serving. So it seems like, you know, like Spirit is saying like this person has intentions to come towards you to kind of reestablish foundations and to come with a peace offering and to come in this really like beautiful energy. But really what's kind of lurking under the surface is just the same old bullshit. Like, so, you know, if this is a person that you've been going through these cycles with, or you're noticing like, okay, it's like really good, they tell me everything I want to hear, and then, you know, all of a sudden, like, it's right back to square one, and we're dealing with the same things, but like, honestly, even worse. Like, Spirit is saying this is going to happen in a cycle until you like truly clear this out. And it seems like you already have part of that energy. Like, you've already cut them off. Spirit's saying, like, be very wary about how you let this person back in. And if you decide to. I mean, like, you have free will. I want to grab a piece of advice for you. Because this seems like a tricky situation. There's good stuff in this connection. It just doesn't seem like it's very stable, and it seems pretty transitory. Like, you know, you're just kind of like in that, and I cut the deck and no is right here. And spells and rituals. So, and actually, like, if you look at it upside down, it said on. I feel like this is something that's like on and off all the time. Okay, Spirit, what advice do you have? Diana, be one with nature. And witchy medicine, connect to earth. Okay, so Spirit is really saying, like, get connected, ground your intentions. Like, I think that you need to come to a decision for your life and what you're going to do. You know, like, this is what Spirit's telling you right now, but you have free will. You get to make any choice that you want. But it's your choice. Diana is an interesting card because the guidebook like talks about Diana being owned by no man. Like, remember that. You are owned by nobody. this is truly like, this is your life. You get to live it however you want. And I don't see this like, these are both talking about nature, but I see it more as like getting grounded. And if you have a spiritual practice and you connect with nature, like go to your favorite spot, sit and think and ask for guidance. Because Spirit wants to give you guidance on this. And I think it's a matter of like trusting your own intuition and trusting yourself and trusting that like your intuition is never going to steer you wrong. Anxiety can steer you wrong, but intuition does not. So you have to like get in a place where you feel at peace and you feel like you can connect with your intuition in a really deep way. So whether that's like going and sitting by the ocean or going and taking a hike and just like sitting, looking at trees, touching the earth, whatever it is, Spirit wants you to do that and really like think about what you want. Like, are you willing to go through these cycles again? Is it worth the potential? Because you're really making a decision on potential. I don't see that there's been like a lot of actually like concrete things that you can point to that haven't been transitory here. Like, or are you really willing to like clear space for something new? And that's up to you. Like, you get to make your decisions, right? Like, and it may be different for different people depending on the dynamics of this connection. But Spirit's saying like, go into nature and connect because you will find the answers there. Yeah, so this is what I have for you today. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm sorry about the situation. It seems extremely frustrating, and just know like you have a lot more power in this situation than you realize. Like, this person, I'm telling you, has like unseated emperor energy. They like, you have far, far, far more power, and like use that power for you to either set the boundaries that you want or, you know, find something that is in alignment with you. But you got the sauce. So I hope this was helpful. If this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. Above all, just like, thank you for being here. I'm so grateful to even have people watching these, to be perfectly honest. And keep your little heart safe out there. You're a beautiful, badass person. And you got this. So until next time, I'll see you in another reading. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile 3. This is Muertera from the future. Hello. I just finished your pile. I wanted to give you a quick heads up, just in case you're feeling a little bit sensitive today. This pile was definitely a little bit on the blunt side. I think Spirit was very direct in their messages. I do think if this is your pile, your person, number one, their actions do not match their words. So if that sounds like you, this may be your pile. And also, Spirit was like pretty open. Like, I think you already know this. So if this sounds like the person that you're asking about, this is your pile. If not, this may not be. But again, I just wanted to give a little disclaimer in case you're not feeling like a direct message right now, or like having a very direct message that doesn't apply would like be a little bit shocking. I don't know. I like to put these in sometimes. But anyway, hope you're all doing great, and either I will see you in this reading or another pile. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile 3s. If you chose this Rose Quartz and the Santa Muerte Tarot, then this is your reading. I'm going to pull the cards off to the side because I have your oracle shuffled, and we are going to do a person A and B style reading. Generally, person A is the person you're asking about, person B is you. The energy, I don't think in this pile seems very like mirrored, but we'll see. Okay, so we have 13 fellowship and 19 the approach of spring as your central energies. For person A, we have the Siren and the Judge. Very interesting energies together. I didn't actually see the Siren, that was kind of peeking in there. And we have Pilgrim in reverse for person B. We have Ideation as the central energy. Sleep on it and shoot some ladders. Okay, pile threes. This is like a weird spread. This is, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, the energy in this pile, like, seems to be somewhat ungrounded. Like, I don't know. Whenever I see this ideation card, like, if you've ever done any like human centered design thinking, or like, or rapid prototyping, ideation is basically like exactly that. So it's like throwing paint at the wall and coming up with like, 100 ideas just to kind of like brainstorm really, really rapidly. And you kind of like roll through them as quickly as possible. And then later on, you kind of like look back and see if any of them were good. And like 99% of your ideas are going to be absolute crap because you just literally threw paint at the wall and tried to like make as many ideas as possible in a short frame of time. But like, you may have one that kind of strikes gold. When it comes to that energy being in an interpersonal relationship, it is likely very ungrounded. Like, and I think it makes sense with these two energies coming out. Like, fellowship talks about like kind of group dynamics, and there can kind of be like haves and have nots. Like, it's kind of like a community, but like the community can be a positive force, and there could be equality, there could be like good group dynamics, there could be kind of peace within the community, or it can be like a negative community where maybe like some people are excluded and other ones get preference over, a different group. And it's interesting to combine that with the approach of spring and ideation, because I feel like these can be two very ungrounded energies, where the approach of spring is about this like bountiful approach. Like, spring is coming, the flowers are going to bloom, like plants are going to grow, winter's ended, and that's a time of the potential, like the potential of swift growth and of something beautiful happening. But it's really about potential. And ideation is also about potential. And kind of what I'm feeling here is there's a lot of theoretical potential here between the two of you and in this person's intentions towards you. But it feels very ungrounded. Like, we have sleep on it, which I don't think like I feel like this person has like this kind of like dreamy energy surrounding this connection, but there's like some harsh reality of their life where it would be like really difficult for them to actually like cement this into reality. We have the judge that is maybe one of the harshest cards in the deck, but the judge is all about like law and order, cause and effect, like, but also it can be judgment within ourselves or judgment from outside of ourselves. And with this fellowship, it's like, I think this person has a very rich dream world, and that's why they've got the Saturn here. And maybe they have some, less than above board tendencies or hobbies. Like, out of any of these piles, this seems the most likely to be something like a third party situation where this judge person, like you potentially could be the third party, or they already have somebody. And it almost feels like this person is like addicted to this connection as a dream or as an escape from reality, or as like the potential for something without like really having intentions of truly planting the seeds. And I feel like this is a very frustrating energy for you because you're the pilgrim. The pilgrim is ready to go. Like the pilgrim is forward movement. The pilgrim knows what they want and they're like ready to like take the journey to get it. And I feel like you are both in just very, very different energies. And for you, I feel like this is like a situation that like seems like it has had multiple false starts, or like it starts going and then this person just kind of like, it's back to square one with them. And I truly think that's just because like you are in some way like their dream world. And it's not necessarily something that like they are willing to sacrifice. Like I feel like there would be a sacrifice here for them in terms of like position, status in the community. Like maybe they are in the in crowd and a divorce or a change in partner or whatever moving towards you in some way would change their position in society. Like the judge is well respected, you know, like you call the judge your honor, like for the rest of their life, right? Doesn't even matter if they're not a judge anymore. Like they have some sort of social capital and status, and they are very fearful of losing that. And so this is like a very comfortable situation for them to keep in their dream life. But it's like strictly staying in their dreams, and they've got some unhealthy habits here that are kind of lurking beneath the surface. Like even when I shuffled this, I kind of knew there was a card under there, but I shuffled it like straight up like that. Like I had no idea when I pulled this out, like what was under there. And I feel like, especially with this like black and white too, I feel like that this person hides stuff. Like they hide it. They're like in this like freaking cave down there. They're like, you know, they have this pulpit where they present something to the world, and there's something lurking in that cave for this person. And if this isn't a third party situation, then this is just like a lifestyle that they don't show the world. There's hidden layers to them, and you might not even know these hidden layers if it's something else. Like they've got some sort of like addiction or like secrets that they carry. But this person is not on the up and up. Like they're not above board. Yeah. Okay. This is a very specific energy. So if this is resonating, this is your pile. If not, please pick pile 1 or 2. This is, again, it's specific. But let's move on to tarot and see what their intentions are. I have this that Madonna song, like every little thing that you say or do, I'm hung up on you. Like time goes by so slowly. And then we have this time. I feel like it feels like this person is straight up wasting your time, is what Spirit's telling me. Like, yeah. There's something about like biding time or like wasting time here. Or like this person has like time to kill. I don't know. Okay. Spirit, what are pile 3's person's intentions towards them? Okay. We have the Ace of Candles, which I believe is the Ace of Wands reversed. The Knight of Potions. Oh no, is that Cups here? We're going to call that Cups until we see otherwise. Knight of Cups reversed. Ah, okay. The Three of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Crystals. Okay, that's Swords. Yeah, so that is the Knight of Cups. Ace of Crystals reversed. 10 of Pence. Okay, like a ton of cards came out here. We'll take them all, I guess. I wouldn't have if I was paying attention, but we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay. Okay, friends. So what's jumping out to me immediately here, like, number one, we got the Ace of Wands in reverse next to the Knight of Cups in reverse, which is like pretty unstable romantic energy to me. The Knight of Cups reverse is like completely unreliable. That is just like, you know, love him and leave him type energy. What's also interesting is we have both the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords in reverse. And I feel like, again, this person is just kind of like living on pure potential. Like they're kind of dangling this like 10 of Pentacles, but there's really like no solid intentions of anything in this pile. I feel like you already know this if you've made it this far and you're asking about this person. Like I strongly believe that you think they're full of shit. Sorry. Maybe I shouldn't be like so direct, but I just get the feeling that like there's kind of a reason why you're here and asking, and Spirit is almost like, yo, this is like old news, you know this. So if that's the case, like this is just straight up like your confirmation. This person is not offering you a stable foundation. And with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this person, there's a high potential that this person is already in a relationship and they're just kind of like blowing smoke and they just don't have any intentions of like movement. This is really just, it's either a physical or an attention seeking connection. And it depends on like what they're looking for, like, and kind of like what they are lacking. Like that siren energy, that's, you know, that's kind of like addiction or like thrill seeking because of a lack within. And this person is trying to like their intention is very self-serving. They're trying to fill a hole within themselves. They're not here to like contribute for you. And I think you know that. Like we also have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse as well. And I'm just looking at her and she's kind of like beckoning. She's like this like saucy lady. Like, look at this corset. Never seen a Wheel of Fortune who's like a sexy lady. I kind of love that. But I feel like this is like more of like the siren energy. It's like, come hither, like come. Look what I have to offer. But it's like not a fake offer. It's all kind of like an illusion. Okay. Well, I think this was a pretty like straight up pile. Pretty obvious answer. Let's ask Spirit what you should do. Spirit, what should pile 3 do in this situation? You know, we have a saying in Santeria that says, don't ask what you already know. The Page of Potions, so we have the Page of Cups. Oh, he's so cute. I think you need to be really guarded with your heart here. Yeah, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. Like, this person may try... Whoa, that's too many cards, Spirit. What is that? The Magician, the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Okay. Yeah. I feel like this person is trying to take advantage of your youth or naivety, and potentially trying to like use a position of power to kind of spin a web around you. Like, you know, these are their intentions. This was more about you and what you should do, and you're kind of being represented by like younger characters, right? Like these are two pages earlier on in their career, earlier on in life. And with the page of potions reversed, I wonder if like you are on the younger side, or like just don't have as much experience with romantic relationships right now. And I feel like this person is trying to kind of like sweep you off your feet, or come in with a lot of energy, like this very unstable energy that may seem to you like a really, really like great promise or great deal. Like this person is definitely going to leave their wife for me, or this person, you know, is like definitely down for like my career and wants to support me and help me. And what spirit is saying is this person is like, their promises are not, they're not on the up and up. Like they don't really have any intention of following through with them. They're just going to be dangling this potential in front of you, because the potential is like so attractive, and they're very good with their words, and they're very good with like spinning these tales in communication, but there's nothing solid backing it. There's nothing solid behind it. So you already have this kind of inkling, probably by this point, that this person is not who they say they are, and doesn't have any intention of following through with what they're saying. And I also am feeling like, you know, that this person, like if you kind of buy into their lies, will also hold you back in where you need to go. Like this page of pence is going somewhere, and you have the pilgrim in reverse. Like you have a lot of forward moving energy, and I feel like this person is kind of dragging you backwards. And it's always with this kind of elaborate promise, or this person is just very good at like telling stories. And yeah. So we have the Five of Swords here, and the Hierophant in reverse. Yeah. Okay. Like, what this person is offering you is honestly like heartbreak, I think. I think if you put stock in their words, like this is gonna lead to a lot of conflict for you. Conflict with this person. It's not really gonna move forward. And what they're offering is something that's like very non-traditional, and something that will suit them and not you. Like there's a winner and a loser in the Five of Swords. And they're offering you something that works for them. And they're not taking into account what works for you at all, or where you're going. And it doesn't really matter for them, because they're more worried about keeping up appearances or keeping their status, but also like having fun on the side. So I would be very wary of this energy. Yeah. Okay, let's get some advice for you, because I don't like leaving readings like this on a downer. Okay, Spirit, what advice do you have for my beautiful Palo threes? Okay. Okay. So we have spells and rituals. Bring magic and self-care together. Blue moon, you are ready. Make your masterpiece. And magic wand, focus your energy on one thing. Okay. Spirit is saying here, like, you got to take care of yourself. You got to do you. Like, you cannot focus on somebody else and make your world somebody else, especially if they are not giving back to you in an equal way. And Spirit is saying that you have everything that you need to be able to move forward. Like, you don't actually need anybody. You may want somebody, but you don't actually need anybody. Like, you have the cosmos and the universe within you. Like, you are this magic wand. Like, I see this magic wand as like the ace of wand. This person is offering you a fake ace of wand, but it doesn't matter because you already have that within you. Like, you have that inner fire. You don't need to be going out. Like, this person is like literally trying to compensate for something that they are lacking within. Like, they're a completely different person than who they actually like put out into the world and into society. That is not the truth of them. But what Spirit is saying is like they're trying to seek that from you. But that's because you have this potential in you. Like, you have that pilgrim energy and you have the Page of Pentacles. Like, you're straight up going places. And I feel like part of the attraction to this person is that public persona that they have, but you don't need it. They're actually looking to you for that. You just don't realize it because they're trying to use you and they're like, I don't know, being all like shady about it and trying to disconnect you from your power. So Spirit's really saying, like, focus on taking care of yourself and figure out what you want. Like, you have this drive and this power and you have the ability to grow whatever you want. But you got to figure out, like, what you actually want and what your masterpiece is going to be. Because I think the biggest blocker here for you, and I guess this is turning into like a little mini advice session too, but you have all of this potential to grow something. But I think you've allowed with this person somebody who doesn't match, like they're not at your level, truly. And I don't think they match your core values as well. So you also had this energy. Where's my snakes and shoots and ladders? You also have this like shoots and ladders card. And I feel like this is not moving forward because the universe is like, yo, like, number one, this person is, you know, they're just spinning webs. But number two, like, this isn't the direction that you truly should be going in your life. Like, maybe it is. Like, this, I mean, this is a tarot reading on the internet. Like, you have free will, right? But, like, I see your energy as more of like a straight shot. Like, yeah, there are going to be obstacles, but you're going to slowly like make your way. And I think in life in general, like, remember this if you remember anything from this reading. When your life starts feeling like shoots and ladders, when it really feels like you have gone so far and all of a sudden you're back at square one, I think that's the universe, like, in particular for you, telling you like, hey, is this really what you want? Like, you can do anything in this life, but like, is this really what you want? I think this is like a moment for you to pause and say like, okay, what are my values? What am I working towards? Does this actually align with my values and how I want to live my life? Or am I being kind of like sold a vision from somebody else that doesn't really align with me? And I think that will connect you back to like your value system, your purpose, what you're trying to do, and things will be a lot clearer. And then you'll be back on kind of your straight shot again. Yeah, I think that's it. Spirit wants you to like know that, like, remember that. If you get in this energy, like, shoots and ladders, like, if you haven't ever played this game, like, basically it's a board game where you roll a dice and you can either hit a slide, which is a chute, or a ladder. And when you hit a ladder, you climb up, and when you hit a chute, you slide down. And you could like climb a ladder all the way up to the top and then hit a chute and then just like slide all the way back down to the bottom. So there's kind of like chance with it as well. And it's natural to kind of like get places and then have to like go down a chute a little bit and then kind of climb up further. Like that's a normal thing in life, right? But like if you're just like ladder, shoot, ladder, shoot, ladder, shoot, ladder, shoot, like that's spirit telling you like check in with yourself, check in with your motivation, check in with your values, and make sure that everything is in alignment. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for coming. I'm so grateful to have you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this energy. This seems really confusing and I don't like it. I don't like it for you, honestly. Like, you seem reliable and this person does not. And I think you're going to create something really beautiful and great for yourself. Like, I really feel that from your energy. So, again, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. If this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. And above all, keep your little heart safe. Like, figure out your direction and just fucking go. And I hope I see you in another reading. Okay? Bye.